Welcome, 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 one and all, to VGChatz number 5. So this will be a somewhat of a special occasion for this show because in the past we've started out with games that we would consider, like examples of the genre as it stands right now, and some other games were enjoyable or interesting experiments in their own right, but not really up to snuff. Like they were just solid recommendations. But now we're going to the other side, and we are going to play this dog shit game known as Redfall. Joining me is co-host and reluctant vampire hunter Paul Broussard. How are you doing,
Hello,
Paul?
hello. Hey.
And I am your co-host and punishment extraordinaire Lee Mayer. How are you doing,
Uh,
Paul?
God, I've been dreading this one.
God.
Video games tend to be fun for me, right?
Hmm.
Like even if I think it's a not so great game,
Hmm.
I usually enjoy playing it just
Hmm.
because it's either, a fun sense of exploration into like what not to do in a game, or it's got like some cool ideas that are still, interesting to see where it goes, even if they don't fully pan out. Um, This is like the first time since like Fallout 76 that I just didn't want to play any more of the game. Like it is soul crushingly slow and boring and yeah. um as you can probably tell because my main character for this is only level 5. Which is probably for the best because this game also doesn't carry over progress at all. So Lee's main character is only in here at level 1.
Yeah, that's how it goes. But anything for our lovely audience, I'm willing to sacrifice. That's what I do. And I also want to just briefly go over the heroes themselves, even though we're starting the game. Um, I mean, you can insert the put all the inserts of all the different characters and stuff like that. Just when you're laying out basic fundamentals of who a character is, I I just I couldn't stand just reading any of it. Like, you know what I mean? When you look at something, let's go back to Left 4 Dead or even Left 4 Dead 2. Remember how each of those four characters kind of like exhibited some different personality, you know? Left 4 Dead 2, I kind of remember there's kind of like not a bouncer type, but he kind of had the white suit, and he almost kind of gave the impression of him being like some pimp or a boatman type of thing, like the ferry, like I don't know, something like that. And then you have someone who'd go out, do his job. Maybe he uh, went crabbing or something like that, or he was a lifelong fisherman. The lady just seemed like a salt of the earth New Orleans lady and stuff like that. I can't remember the other one. Um, but then when I read the description of these four, it seems like all of them are just kind of basic Bostonites or something like that. Everything is kind of typical. Like I guess they all could potentially be students at MIT. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. There's been this trend within video game, especially like video game marketing, to desperately try to make your characters sort of stand out by giving them as many sort of crammed in wacky personality traits as possible.
Hmm.
Um, it's what I like to call the Saints Row reboot syndrome. Um, and the trouble with it is that if you just try and cram as many wacky traits into people as possible without like any sort of thought for how like realistic modern
Hmm.
humans work, um, you just wind up with a whole bunch of white noise, right?
Hmm.
Because it's so much wackiness that there's no sort of normalcy for it to balance out against and make the wackier things stand out.
Sorry,
Man,
sorry, folks.
This is one hell of a projector. It shines even straight through me.
Beautiful.
So that's sort of, I guess, this and many other things brings me to one of the questions that I had for you, actually, which I think it's fair to say that you're probably our resident Xbox reviewer on here. I'm curious how you feel about the state of Xbox right now, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always weird. Like, I guess when you're reviewing and then also like assessing the state of the industry, it gets kind of awkward compared to just, looking at the games and just doing this or that. But I mean, as far as the state of Xbox goes, this is more of like everything about this just kind of screams hurry up and push it out in a sense. I don't know. Like even though it's delayed, it's confusing. Like maybe they were kind of onto what was not working so well. But I mean, okay, but getting away from that, I mean, the state of you're talking about a big ass company. It's delivered a couple of flops. It's definitely delivered a couple of flops recently, but yeah, I don't know. This is more of like one of its worst. Man, I guess I can't even put in the like. I'm kind of like giving these like incoherent arguments here, but even though I'm reviewing this, the story itself has just kind of been shut off for me most of the times. Has there been anything in your exploration that you found interesting?
From a story standpoint,
Yes.
not really. No.
I have.
Like
I should give more of a shit, but I just can't. It's so tough.
I frankly have no grasp of what's going on. To be quite honest, I know vampires invaded Boston, or
This place,
not
Redfall.
quite Boston.
Yeah.
And how am I supposed to stealth it if there's no?
Just watch it. Just watch it.
You'll never
Holy
notice
shit.
me.
Oh my god.
I bump into him.
Oh, there you go. All right. I gotta actually record that. Fuck, cash option. Yeah, last month. That dude is absolutely good. Oh, yeah. Now they're suspicious. Huh? What? They're still suspicious. I'm literally aiming the gun at this guy.
I mean, in fairness, it could have been the wind. I love how they're still using "you can't kill all of us" as if that isn't what we've been doing for the past 30 minutes here.
12 seconds later.
Oh god, we're still getting shot. Well, I don't know if it looked that way for you, but this stop sign, like,
Oh, is it fuzzy?
that had the weirdest loading in animation thing ever.
I've seen a lot of fuzziness, but I haven't seen weird loading animations.
Yeah.
Oh, should we go stealth? Should we try and stealth those guys here?
Can you? There's no there's no stealth kill animations as far as I can tell.
We'll just try and blast their asses up close, maybe.
You're not supposed to say those things in public.
Oh. God. Stake you.
I guess the shotgun is nice for getting them to recoil.
Mm-hmm.
A potentially controversial thought of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I am open to being given an example of being wrong on this. I do not think there is a shooter game that I can think of where a leveling system has improved it.
Hmm. But by leveling, you're not counting like when you find upgrades.
Yeah,
and stuff
so
like,
I think that's fine, but like a character progression, like
yes.
where you get, better health and
Mm-hmm.
increased damage from like what you would just from doing essentially the same thing, if that makes sense.
Mm. Yeah.
That I don't, because I feel like it just takes away from what should, at least in theory, be the most enjoyable and most tightly balanced part of the experience,
Mm-hmm.
is the actual shooting, and instead just
Hello.
makes it more about how many enemies you've killed or how many quests you've completed.
You were not lying about how long it takes to upgrade, like your powerful sniper.
Yeah.
I just got my lift ability. Here, let's try it out though. You ready? There we go. That literally 15 minutes just for that. Are you?
I'm not gonna lie,
This
that was
is
really disappointing.
That is. Oh my god! I have a profound new hatred for this game.
At least it does have a pretty cool wood bear statue.
It is nice. It is nice, but
All right.
The trailer. Okay, that has to be recorded. Okay, wait. Well, the cooldown. Okay, the cooldown isn't that bad, but dude, the trailer gives you the impression of something like way more. You have to do when you're editing this. You have to do a compare and contrast. I swear to God, that's insane.
I forget what all these characteristics mean. I'm gonna hope that this isn't the one where they all wake up at the same time when you piss off one.
I mean, that'd be good content, though.
It'd just be us dying over and over again. So I didn't realize this until like my third or fourth nest, but there's always like an escape sequence at the end, right?
Yeah.
And it like tells you have to like get out, but it makes like no real indication of where the escape point is.
Right.
So I like spent the first couple of ones trying to like run all the way back out to the start.
That's not the way to go, though, right?
Yeah, you have to like break the crystals in the room, and all right, I think this is one of the ones where they're all all like linked. So if we just ignore them, I think we'll be good.
Stealthing? Oh!
Ah!
No!
Run for it!
Never mind stealthing.
Eyes on the heart.
I think these guys have forgotten about us.
Oh, well, this...
Oh, well, they haven't. All right. Well, I guess we got our content.
There we go. Are you happy
None of them
now,
at once.
folks? Oh my god.
Oh god, I'm being set on fire.
And I'm literally... Oh my god. Hang in there, Paul.
Yeah, I'll shoot him from the grave.
There you go. At least I get to kill one of you before I go down. Bro, slow ass reload animation.
All right. Well, there's a dude here that can be staked if
Oh, nice.
Oh, never mind. He's got his
Oh.
health back.
I'm so weak. Yes. I love how the fire does nothing to them. Dude, this is...
Oh, good. I can still switch weapons mid being burned alive.
Bro. I love how, like, half of them just watch like it's a concert. And, okay. So, I have no idea how I even set them off to begin with. Because I was... Do you have to, like, periodically avoid those, you know, those lines that, like, kind of stretch out? Are those kind of, like, considered sensors in some way?
I have no idea. I try
Oh.
to.
Well, we're here anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Bioshock type deal, where you even if you die, you just spawn like right next to it anyway.
Watch out for the vampire next to us.
Yeah. So yeah, there's effectively no penalty for death in this game.
Yeah. All right, I'm untethering another victim here. And I get the other one on the shipping crate.
Is that the last? No, there's one more down there.
Here, I'll use my pathetic lift option to get me there. Let's go. Do we just keep shooting it?
Yeah.
Cause oh, it does. Okay, it's pretty damaging. Oh, hello. Nest remnant.
Alright, so now I just gotta break the red thing. God dang it, Jacob, get on there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this glass thingy looks breakable now. Last chance, look inside.
Oh. There
Alright,
it is.
this is the wrong one. We have to like potentially break all of them.
Oh, I got you. Oh, yeah. These Oh, Jesus. Okay. Dude, we have like 0 time, and it's already talking about nest destabilizing. Fun. Oh.
I don't know if we're gonna make this.
That's so weird. Like it's.
Oh, here it is.
I don't see. Oh, I don't see.
Come on, get it. We have our question of the week as well.
Oh yeah.
This one may be slightly less in depth than before, but what is your favorite flavor of ice cream from the Blue Badger?
I mean, I always feel like I'm cheating with this one, but it's been my go-to since I was in elementary school, and it's cookies and cream.
That is a good one.
I mean, but at the same time, it feels cheating because it's kind of more of a compilation than an ice cream flavor. But
I still think it counts.
yeah, okay. I'm still tempted to count it, but yeah, I'd like to hear from what was his name? Blue
Badger.
Blue Badger. Yeah, let's see if that's a valid one to him.
I'll if yours doesn't count, mine probably won't either. So there was there used to be an ice cream. There still is an ice cream shop, presumably. But it used to serve this flavor, back in my hometown, called French Silk. And it was like kind of a very light chocolate with little bits of chocolate bits in it, like dark chocolate bits, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
And unfortunately they stopped. But while it lasted, it was my favorite ice cream flavor.
And then when you look at Arcane ever since Dishonored, you know what I mean? They're like super powered assassin, basically, that can possess anything, which, you know, some people don't care for that as much, but it's a gimmick that really sold well. What was after that? So they had the Dishonored series. They have Prey,
yeah.
which that has a clear connection to BioShock and System Shock. You know what I mean? Like, if you go on and on, or you even go further back to what Dark Messiah, the Might and Magic. I can't remember the full title, but it's something like that. You know, you think of those concepts like really selling themselves on like either fantasy, or high fantasy, low fantasy, sci-fi, and then you kind of have like what's inherently, it feels like a C tier idea of vampires possessing Salem, but with co-op and quasi Borderlands that's not really as interesting or vivid. You know, you don't. This is kind of like the ones that usually go on the chopping block, and that's not the case here. This was fully funded and now it's out, and within that, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like a Russian nesting doll type situation where you keep going through all these layers, and you fundamentally are not following what's going on here.
Right.
And I feel like that's going to be the main moral of the story throughout the whole thing. Even if something like Vampire Nest, where at least there was something there, it's just there's so many like different rules that are going on that just feel wonky, like how we died and then we were magically at the heart. You know what I mean? Just so many things like that. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So
I get you.
Yeah. And how about what would you say, Paul? Let's say you.
I think that encapsulates a lot of it. I also think that and I really want to hear what like the development story behind this is before casting anything too serious.
Right.
But I at least suspect personally that this is a game where there were a lot of competing ideas or priorities, might be a better way to put it.
Yeah, that's a good way.
People who had different visions for the game. And I think that maybe the biggest takeaway for me is when designing a game, make sure everyone's is on the same page creatively, because that was already tried with Scalebound, and that game didn't release, and this game,
but Babylon's Fall did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
which I liked a bit. I gave a bit more credit to that than you, but we're still like overall negative.
Yeah.
And with that, Paul, are you prepping the? Are we ending the stream here, or are you shutting down Redfall forever?
Let's do it. I need the 50 gigs of free space back on my computer sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh god.
and this is already 90 minutes of stuff worth of editing, so
And you're just gonna like whatever you roulette to fill in that 50 gigs is probably gonna be better than this.
I'm
So-
confident.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Well, with that, folks, this is VGChatz number 5, and thanks for joining us.
See ya.
Bye.